thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
It is indeed the Brian Snow Show on this Tuesday afternoon, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this out now and say it. As far as the live show goes, this is the last one. I had to talk with a lot of people, and I've come to the decision to turn this into to repurpose this. It will no longer be a 5-day-a-week show after today. There's a special coming at 5:15 Eastern Time, bit of a Brian Snow Show plus, as I will interview the Godfather of Swole Mafia, Rafael Palma. That will come at 5:15. We're going to stay on schedule with this one, and we're going to go around the horn right now. The downfall of the Pac-12. It could not adjust to the changing media landscape, and a lot of the Pac-12 conference teams are gone. From USA Today, Larry Scott boasted 5 years ago that the Pac-12 will be able to adapt, react, and take advantage of this new world media order that's coming in ways another can't. As it turns out, Scott's statement instead ended up reflecting what rival conferences and commissioners did. Scott didn't have a chance to negotiate a second Pac-12 media deal. He stepped down as commissioner in 2021. His successor, George Kliavkoff, didn't land the deal the conference needed. Last week's collapse, which saw 5 of the remaining 9 members announce they were leaving the Conference of Champions, my ass, for either the Big Ten or the Big 12, drove home in a dramatic way 2 points. Football drives college athletics, and there are limits to what the media market will pay for content. Media rights have far surpassed ticket sales and donor contributions as the main revenue driver for athletic programs. According to a database run by the Knight Commission and Syracuse University, 19% of the Pac-12's revenue in 2012, the year after Utah and Colorado joined the conference, came from media rights, NCAA conference distributions, and bowl games, which equals $123 million. Donor contributions led the way at 26%, or $168 million, followed by ticket sales, $134 million. In 2022, that figure jumped to $399 million, or 35%, which was more than ticket sales and donor contributions combined, $370.9. Man, many speculated a new Pac-12 rights deal would be done by this year's basketball tournament, but when that didn't happen, concerns about the conference's future began to ramp up. Better believe that. During Football Media Day on the 21st, Kliavkoff said media rights negotiations were going well and that no announcement was made to keep focus on the field. Proposed deal with Apple that was similar to the one Major League Soccer signed with the Giantech last year. In that case, Major League Soccer covers most of the production costs. A person very familiar with the Apple deal told AP on the condition of anonymity that it guaranteed yearly payouts of between $23 and $25 million to each Pac-12 member school, with escalators based on subscriptions to the Pac-12 package. The Pac-12 is dead. Dead as a doornail as we know it. You know what? If professional teams are going internet-based, and the college teams are going internet-based and conference-specific based, why can't the Pac-12 learn from what other giants have already done? Because we saw the Big Ten network, we saw the SEC network, we saw the Big 12 network before we saw anything with the Pac-12. Before we saw anything with the Pac-12. Really? And nothing. Nothing. Goodbye, Pac-12. The Pac-12. Hey, Quan joining us from Los Angeles. Yeah, the Pac-12 is imploding. Big time. It's imploding. It is absolutely imploding. Good Lord. Now they have no media deal, and they have no major teams. UCLA and USC set the precedent 3 years ago when they announced they were leaving the Pac-12. I said something about the Pac-12 that applies, and it came from a commentator that said the same about the Big East. In terms of the Big East, basketball built the conference, football killed it. Well, about the Pac-12 conference, football and basketball built the Pac-12, expansion and lack of a media deal killed it. It's done. It's absolutely done. You know, the stupidest. Why? I have a question. The question goes like this. Why couldn't the Pac-12 keep up with everybody else in terms of a media deal? Why? What the hell is wrong with this? What the hell? Goodbye, Stanford. Goodbye, Cal. Goodbye, big game in the Pac-12. Goodbye, rivalries. Oregon State. Washington State. Arizona State. They're all gone. They're all gone. There's no more territory. There's no territory. No more territory cup. No more Apple Cup. No more Civil War, which was Oregon and Oregon State. No more. I think that's where the fan suffers because they want to see all the rivalry games. They want to see all the rivalry games. And I don't blame them. I want to see it too. But it's not going to happen. Not after 2025. The only rivalry that'll be reignited is Texas and Texas A&M, and that's because they play in the same damn conference. You get the Iron Bowl, Auburn, Alabama, they play in the same damn conference. Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Minnesota, they're all in the same conference. That's why some rivalries are still alive. Illinois Northwestern for the Sweet Sue Trophy. But the Pac-12 rivalries are gone. You know, you'll see USC and UCLA because they're in the Big Ten. You'll see that. But an underrated rivalry I loved watching was Missouri and Kansas, especially in basketball in the 90s when both teams were like right at the top of the charts. Terrible media coverage. Thank you, Eric. Let me highlight this. No more rivalries because of terrible media coverage. God awful. When you let Colorado and Utah into the Pac-12, I signaled the death when that happened because geographically, they have no business being there. And Colorado had some mitigating success in the Big 12. They had a lot more success when it was the Big 8. Speaking of rivalries, Nebraska, Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma, dead. Bedlam, dead. Oh, that's Oklahoma State. Bedlam, dead. Kansas State, that's still alive because they play in the same damn conference. The Red River Shootout will remain alive throughout the Big 12 and into the SEC when both Oklahoma and Texas move. So that stays alive. Now you have a possibility of Florida State heading to the Big Ten. What the hell is going on here? That's my only question. What the hell is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. College football rivalries as we know it are dead. And that's stupid to me. That's stupid to me. And I hate that it's happening before our eyes. I hate that. Let's take a break. Problems with the Redskins when y'all get back. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon and see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Welcome back to this edition of the Brian Snow Show, the last live one thereof, and I'll explain why at the end of the show. Eric had a great comment during the break. Shame on these conferences who can't get a TV deal. Yeah, shame on them. Shame on them. Speaking of shame, Redskins coach Ron Rivera admitted that some Washington players were a little concerned about the intensity of the new offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, and that they discussed the matter with him privately. Rivera told reporters on Tuesday, quote, I've had a number of guys come to me, and I said, hey, just go talk to him. I said, I understand what he's trying to get across to you. I think as they go and talk and listen to him, it's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. Again, you're getting a different kind of player from the players back in the past, especially in light of how things are coming out in college football. So a lot of these young guys, they do struggle with certain things. Close quote. The 53-year-old Bieniemy is entering his first season with the Redskins after his offense with the Kansas City Chiefs became one of the more explosive outfits during his 5 seasons as coordinator. He's also serving as Washington's assistant head coach and is in his 25th season as an assistant in the NFL. Rivera added, quote, Eric has an approach, and it's the way he does things, and he's not going to change because he believes in it, close quote. Redskins offense ranked 24th last season in scoring, 28th in total yards per play, and struggled significantly inside the red zone. Washington has had inconsistency at the quarterback position and is looking at Sam Howell, a second-year player with one career start, as a potential option. Howell has played the majority of first-team snaps in practices and is competing with veteran Jacoby Brissett for the starting job. How Bieniemy maximizes the play of Howell after he worked with two-time NFL Most Valuable Player Patrick Holmes of Kansas City will be a key in how Washington offense develops this season. Now, Bieniemy said, quote, "Yes, I am intense. Eric Bieniemy is who he is. Eric Bieniemy knows how to adapt and adjust. Bieniemy is a tough, hard-nosed coach, but also understand I'm going to be their biggest, harshest critic because I'm their number one fan, because I've got their back, and I'm going to support them at all times," close quote. Okay, Eric Bieniemy, prove it. You got your chance now. Now, granted, he should have been the head coach, and I got the feeling he will wind up being the head coach within a year to 2 years. But if the Redskins don't start well this season, Ron Rivera is out of there, and everything's going to fall on Eric Bieniemy. Everything is going to fall on Eric Bieniemy. You got one shot, Eric Bieniemy. One. And what you do with this team here and now is going to determine how the hell they proceed. They've had so much turmoil, turnover, and turbulence with the Redskins. There's been so much of that. And yes, I know they're called the Commanders, but I'm a fan first and foremost, and I still call them the Washington Redskins because that's the team I grew up watching. Be that as it may. Be that as it may. You got one shot, Eric Bieniemy. Actually, you're going to get two shots. One is an offensive coordinator. One is a head coach. I see it coming. Toxic culture in Washington, D.C. You're right, Eric. It's a very toxic culture in Washington, even with the departure now of Daniel Snyder. The first thing you got to do, and I say this with a lot of teams that's going through this, is change the culture. You have to change the culture. You don't change the culture, you're not going to win. You don't change the culture, you don't win. Period. I've seen the culture change with a lot of teams in professional sports over the years, and once they change their culture, and once they change into a positive output, and once they change what they want to do and how they want to proceed with it, they started winning. Golden State Warriors, hello. San Francisco 49ers, hello. For a while, Chicago White Sox, hello. Houston Astros, hello. Colorado Avalanche, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Getting the point here? There's a toxic culture with a lot of teams, and the Redskins are one of them. That has to change this year because they finally got rid of the most toxic owner I've ever seen in my life, who ran this franchise into the dirt, sold it for $6 billion. Don't ask me how they pulled that off. He sold it for $6 million, put $60 million of that $6 billion in the NFL's pockets for a fine, and walked off. Now you have a Redskins team that's trying to figure out what the hell are we doing out here. And as much as people want to say it's going to fall on the shoulders of Ron Rivera, which it is, it's also going to fall on the shoulders of Eric Bieniemy. It's going to fall on the shoulders of Eric Bieniemy and that offense. And when it falls on the shoulders of Eric Bieniemy, it's also going to fall on the shoulders of one Sam Howell. It's going to fall on the shoulders of one Sam Howell. Period. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a Cash App if you love the program. The Cash App tag you need is $, Tallman Dr. K 50. Oh my gosh. We're going to switch to baseball really quick because there is some breaking news out of Tampa Bay. According to ESPN, Tampa Bay Rays ace left-hander Shane McClanahan is highly unlikely to pitch again this season, according to manager Kevin Cash. McClanahan will consult another specialist on his injured left forearm before making a final decision on his status. But Cash noted that everything is on the table and that the hard-throwing all-star could undergo surgery. Cash told reporters that McClanahan is scheduled to see orthopedic surgeon Dr. Keith Melster for a second opinion on his forearm/elbow area. McClanahan already had met with Los Angeles area surgeon Dr. Neil Elatrache. McClanahan is 11-2 with a 3.29 ERA this season. He was placed on the 15-day injured list after struggling in a loss to the New York Yankees, allowing 5 earned runs in 4 innings. Once again, Tampa Bay Rays ace Shane McClanahan highly unlikely to pitch again this season. Breaking news brought to you by Fanatic. Ooh-wee. That's going to do a lot. That's going to damage the Tampa Bay Rays a lot in their pursuit of a world championship when you don't have your ace left-hander. And Hoyt, back to business. As I said with Eric Bieniemy, prove it. You got an assistant head coaching job. You're pining for a head coaching job. Everybody wants to say, well, it's because he's black, because he hasn't gotten a head coaching job. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. And it wasn't Bieniemy that was running that Kansas City offense. It was Andy Reid. Well, we're going to see how that goes this year with Bieniemy being in Washington and Andy Reid still being sitting on the top of the mountain in Kansas City. We're going to see how all that goes. We're going to see how all that goes. Take a break. When we come back, which teams, and this is a bonus segment, which teams will likely join the playoff field in 2023? Which teams will likely join the playoff field in 2023? Well, I would hope the Redskins would be a part of that, but we're going to discuss that, and I'm going to give my opinions on each team. There are 18 of them to go through. Back in a few. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Hey y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, Vicala, and the rest of the usual suspects and a few unusual suspects as we bring you 2 hours of the best sports talk you will ever watch and listen to. It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Now on at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Join us, won't you?
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
"27 after the hour" on the, well, may as well call it a season finale of the Brian Snow Show. I'll explain why at the end of the program. Who will crash the NFL playoff party in 2023? Well, there's a list of 18 teams here that USA Today has compiled, and I'm going to give my opinion on each of them and why they will or won't crash the playoff party. What do y'all think? Who gets in? Who gets in? Who gets out? Huh? Who do you think? Who do you think? Who gets in? Who gets out? That's our question of the day in the chat. Drop your team, and if they're here on this list, well, drop your team that you think is going to get into the playoffs, and I'll make a comment about them. Here we go. We'll start with the Las Vegas Raiders, who finished 3-14 last year. I'll read the synopsis, then I'll give my opinion from USA Today. With running back Josh Jacobs in witness protection, they're already in a predicament, but at least quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has a clean bill of health and the experience to adjust to a Jacobs-less offense if need be. And if this defense is as shaky on the field as it is on paper, especially in the back seven, then Jimmy G probably won't be handing off very often anyway. Ugh. Just absolute ugh. I don't trust the Raiders. I can't and I won't. There's just nothing there for me to believe that they'll take it, that they'll make that take that next step, even with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. I don't think it will happen. I just don't think it will happen. Next team they have is the Arizona Cardinals, who finished last year at 2-15. The Arizona Cardinals, they actually believe that the Arizona Cardinals, well, let me read the synopsis here. Even if quarterback Kyle Murray's reconstructed ACL was ready to go week 1, and it won't be, there will be serious questions about the Cards' ability to compete in 2023 based on a degraded roster, particularly on defense, and a green coaching staff. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Do people actually believe the Cardinals can make the playoffs? I sure as hell don't. At 16, you have the Indianapolis Colts. With a first-year head coach, Shane Steichen, and rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson, the running curve was always going to be steep. Laudable as it is that the franchise decided to stop treading water under center. What's less praiseworthy is any standoff with running back Jonathan Taylor and the delirious effect they could have on Richardson's development. If Taylor is on the field, 4 wins will be a stretch. Agreed. You don't solve the running back problem. You don't get your 1,000-yard rusher in tow. Then what the hell are they going to do? At 15, they have the Houston Texans. New head coach DeMeco Ryans, who will not last 2 years, should mean more wins, stabilizing a position of recent instability. New quarterback C.J. Stroud should mean more wins, stabilizing a position of recent instability. Defensive end Will Anderson Jr. should mean more wins, stabilizing a position of recent instability. And with better production expected from sophomore quarterback Derek Stingley Jr., guard Kenyon Green, safety Jalen Petre, and wide receiver John Mitchell III, you get the picture. No, I don't. Afternoon to the underrated darkness. We're talking football here. No, I don't. I don't see I don't see the Houston Texans winning more than 6 games. And because of all that instability that you're supposed to be stable at, and because most of these guys are rookies and playing in a new system for the first time, playing under a new coach for the first time, it's going to be crazy. And I really don't think, I don't think they can get away with this. It's like, you're kidding, right? You absolutely got to be kidding with all this. Stability? Houston Texans? Do they really go in the same sentence? Hell no to the no. 6-11. 6-11 is what I see. Now we get to next we go to 14 and the New England Patriots. They're 25-26 post Brady. Quarterback Mac Jones should rebound with the help of a legitimate offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien. That alone should tell you the picture. But it feels like a gulf has formed between the Pats and the rest of an ever-improving division, and their first last place finish since 2000 is a real possibility. They will finish last in the division. I mean, Mac Jones shouldn't be the starting quarterback. Bailey Zappi should be the starting quarterback, man. He knows the playbook better. He's a lot more mobile and can create better plays on the move. Jeez Louise. Now they got the Bears at they got the Bears at 13. I'll save that for later. They got Tennessee Titans at 12 at 8-9, which is exactly where they're going to end up this year. They got DeAndre Hopkins. Yay! Who's going to throw to him? You going to trust Ryan Tannehill? You're going to trust Will the Thrill Levis? You're going to trust Will Levis and that offense when all you got to do is hand the ball off to Derrick Henry 200 times? Really? They finished with a losing record in that division. You got the Redskins at 7-10. Now here's a team I think can crash the playoff picture as long as they play to their ability. They made the move and gave the ball to Sam. They gave the keys of the offense to Sam Howell. Sam Howell. I love that move. They gave the keys to Sam Howell. Good. Let him learn. Let him make the mistakes and learn from the mistakes. Do what the Indianapolis Colts did when they drafted Peyton Manning. They immediately gave him the keys of the offense. And over time, it turned out to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. Do what the 49ers did when they gave the keys to Joe Montana and later Steve Young. Do that. Let him learn. I say the same about Bailey Zappi. Give him the keys and let him learn. I hope that the Redskins crash the playoff picture. Los Angeles Rams 7-10. They'll be worse. Green Bay Packers 7-10. They'll be worse. Carolina Panthers 7-10. They'll be worse. Denver Broncos 10-7. Flip those numbers. I don't trust Russell Wilson. Sorry, I just don't. They got the Cleveland Browns at 10-7. Really? And I'm looking at these records. I think these are the predicted records. Let me read the synopsis. If they played in the NFC, one might view them as a seriously legit Super Bowl threat. Instead, they're counting on quarterback Deshaun Watson to return to Pro Bowl form as he prepares for his first full season since 2020 and hopes this team can make hay in what appears to be the best division in the league. They're depending on Deshaun Watson. Let me say that again. They're depending on Deshaun Watson, not Nick Chubb. They're depending on Deshaun Watson. That should tell you everything you need to know about how the Cleveland Browns are going to struggle. And if they have that damn elf at midfield, I will laugh again just like I did last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they have them at 11-6. They missed postseason by virtue of a tiebreaker in this projection. These are projected records I'm reading. They face the 49ers in week 1, and they're going to get pounded because Pittsburgh can't stop the running game. They got the Atlanta Falcons at 9-8. After finishing just one game out of first place last year, they could greatly benefit from their position in what looks like to be the worst division in the weaker conference. If not for the unknown commodity that is second-year quarterback Desmond Ridder, this offense would likely project as a top 5 unit given its talent throughout. And if the 27th ranked defense gets too middling after its free agent augmentation, it probably won't take much luck. Like getting the league's easiest schedule for the Dirty Birds to win the NFC South for the first time since their Super Bowl season in 2016. Are you bleeping serious? Are you bleeping serious? Let me ask a question. Who's going to carry the ball for the Atlanta Falcons? Who's going to carry the ball for them? And how good is Desmond Ridder going to be, knowing he's going to be the quarterback going forward? And if he gets injured, who backs him up? Who backs him up? I don't see this being a good year for the Dirty Birds at all. I don't see this as being a good year for the Dirty Birds. New Orleans Saints 9-8 after finishing one game out of first place last year. They could benefit from what to be in a weaker conference. Quarterback Derek Carr would seem to be the NFL's South's top gun for now, and the backfield depth behind him should allow New Orleans to weather running back Alvin Kamara's 3-game suspension. But what looks like to be the division's best defense might be what distinguishes the Saints into first place. What? I will reserve judgment on the Saints. Now you get to this. The New York Jets, they have them projected of being 12-5. Let me read this. Perhaps you've heard now they employ quarterback Aaron Rodgers. If not, set the DVR for Hard Knocks tonight to start catching up. Winning the AFC East may be a tall task, yet going back to 1977, with the exception of the strike season in 82 when divisional play was suspended, at least one team has won its division after missing the playoffs the previous campaign and every year. But let's put history lesson aside. Rodgers, along with other key acquisitions, joined the team with a nice set of fellow offensive players and a top 5 defense. Who told this lie? However, the schedule won't be easy to navigate. Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, and Eagles before the Week 7 bye alone. So I got the New York Jets going the wild card route, much as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in Tom Brady's inaugural Super Bowl winning season. However, it must be noted that Rodgers and company might have little margin for error in the loaded AFC and in their own unforgiving division. Ain't that the truth? 12-5? My ass. They win 9, I'll be surprised. And that's with Aaron Rodgers. That's with Aaron Rodgers. Listen, I don't trust the New York Jets. I'm sorry, Ryan McCoffey. I don't trust the Jets. Breece Hall is going to be the reason they finish either 5-12 or 12-5. And then at number 1, they got the Detroit Lions. They have the Detroit Lions. There's a reason Ford Field's tickets are sold out for the first time. They're expecting the Lions to repeat what they did in 1991. Hell no. Although I do pick them to win the division. I don't know. I don't trust Minnesota. I sure as hell don't trust the Bears, and I sure as hell don't trust the Packers. Speaking of the Bears, there's a lot of people that think the Bears are going to go 12-5 this year. With what? With what? Justin Fields rushing for 1,000 yards instead of rushing for 500 and throwing for 2,500 or 3,000? They got the most unstable running game in the league, or one thereof. This team is going to be. This team. Here we go. Ryan McCarthy. Here we go. Go ahead and distrust. This team is going to surprise. Although I'll say bye, but keep the receipt. Screw the receipt. I don't need it. They're not going to be 12-5. If they get 9 wins, I'm talking about the New York Jets. If they get 9 wins, I'll be surprised. As far as the Chicago Bears goes, I don't trust them. You know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do? One of these days, we're going to play a game of buy or sell, and I want the fans to get involved. 12-5 for the Jets. Are you crazy? Are you out of your bleeping mind? Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. That should tell you everything you need to know about that. If the Bills get their act together and get a bell cow running back and there's a couple available, then it's the Bills' division to lose. I still think it's the Bills' division to lose. I don't trust Miami with Tua. I don't trust the New York Jets for obvious reasons. Get the hell out of here. 12-5. And then the New England Patriots are going to finish last in the division at 6-10. I know Mike's going to get mad at me for that. 6-11, I beg your pardon. So stop it. No. Hell to the no. The Patriots are going to be last in the division. And it's Buffalo's division to lose. I mean, the Bills have to see the Jets twice, and both times the Bills are going to kick their ass. Now, let me get back to the Chicago Bears before we close up shop here. What the hell are these people thinking? That the Bears are going to finish 12-5? What? With what? You got 5 300-pound mannequins you call an offensive line. 5 of them. Tell me how the hell they're going to finish 12-5. They don't have a running game. They don't have a stable running game. Period. They do not have a stable running game. They let their best running back go, who's a multiple 1,000-yard rusher. A multiple 1,000-yard rusher. And they let him walk. Stupid fools. And what the hell are you going to get from Justin Fields? Let me ask you, riddle me that. Riddle me that. What the hell are you going to get from Justin Fields? Why? And why would you trust Justin Fields to run your offense when you don't have an offensive line in front of him? The NFC North will belong to the Lions. The AFC East will belong to the Bills. Okay? Okay. And again, I'll ask my question. I'll ask my question that I asked about Justin Fields. Who the hell is going to block for him? More to the point, who's going to carry the ball for the Chicago Bears? All right? Who's going to carry the ball for the Chicago Bears? Nobody. Who's going to block for the Chicago Bears offense? Nobody. And where in the blue hell is the defensive stalwart? What in the all kinds of blue hell are these people thinking? 12-5. Get the hell out of here with that mess. I'll be back. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
Done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So stop that here. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
I forgot to turn this on. Gonna call an audible. You'll see the interview with the Godfather of Swole, Rafael Palma, right at the top of the next hour. And I'm going to get him the link. So we're going to extend this version of the Brian Snow Show and do everything the right way. And then I will make the announcements that I need to make. Coming up tonight, you will see game one of an important 3-game series, which could be a possible preview of the American League Championship Series as the Houston Astros travel to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Orioles. 6:50 is the start time for the broadcast, and 7:05 I'll have the first pitch, alternative play-by-play, snowman style. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I hope you all enjoy it too. Let me get to shucks. Dagnabbit. All right, that didn't work. Okay. Drop your questions in the chat. Let's stay with the NFL on who has a chance to crash the playoff party. And I'll get to this. Major League Baseball playoffs to begin on October 3rd, and the World Series will begin on October 27th. All right. Here's the schedule for Major League Baseball playoffs, which I will be covering. Goes like this. The best of 3 wild card series begins on October 3rd, and a Game 7 is needed. Is scheduled for November 4th. That's for the World Series. The 2 best of 5 American and National League Division Series will begin on October 7th, with the AL ending no later than October 13th, while a Game 5 in the NL would be played on the 14th. Besides travel days, there was an extra day off between games 1 and 2 in the NL Division Series. The best of 7 ALCS will start on October 15th. The NLCS starts on the next day. Last season, Major League Baseball changed its playoff format, increasing the number of postseason teams in each league to 6. The 2 top division winners will once again earn a bye into the division series, while the 3rd division winner will play the number 3 wild card team in round 1. The two remaining wild card teams will also face off with one team with the better regular season record hosting all games in the series, as will the 3rd division winner. There's your schedule for the 2023 Major League Baseball playoffs. set to begin on the 3rd to conclude on November 4th, should there be a 7th game in the World Series. Okay. What I have for y'all on my play-by-play tonight is the Houston Astros and the Baltimore Orioles. That gonna be fun. That could be a preview, as I said, of the American League Championship Series. And if that's the case, that's gonna be a fun series, man. That's gonna be a fun series. You know, I may as well get this out now and allow me to explain why this is going to be the final live version of the Brian Snow Show. Drew and I had it out, my fellow Sensei brother Drew, and he said some things to me that were absolutely true. I didn't realize it. People tried to warn me about it. Cole tried to warn me about it. Drew tried to warn me about it. My wife Jody tried to warn me about it. In a nutshell, I got overwhelmed. I overwhelmed myself with projects. And I honestly cannot explain why I did that. I don't know why I got away from patterns I had established, like writing everything down, like limiting myself to one project at a time, which is now one of the rules I have taped up here in my office. I got away from that. And I can't do any extra projects tonight because I have my play-by-play call. And that's going to be limited to one time a week. In fact, I'm going to take the Wednesday game off. And I'm going to spend tomorrow afternoon from noon to possibly 6 p.m. catching up on the website and catching up on the audio version of the podcast of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Am I shutting this show down? No. What I am doing is putting this show on a much needed hiatus because it's been inconsistent as all hell. And that's my fault. That is my fault. Snowman in the Morning is my flagship. I got to keep it that way. I got to be able to bring it every single morning because I'm still not at full strength yet. It may seem that way, but I'm not. I've been inconsistent for the past year, and I realize that now. And as I was doing dishes and I was taking my dog out for a walk, I really, really put the headphones on, put some meditation music on, and I thought. I just thought how I'm going to do this. And then Drew's words just came to mind when he said I would put the show on a hiatus. I'd close out the season. And then I added an idea, just tape a whole bunch of interviews and then release it as a weekly podcast version. That way, I spend only one day taping everything I need to tape, piecing it all together. That's what I did for Snowman Unfiltered, and that's going to be on hiatus for a while. I've been doing too much. I realize that now. The house has suffered because of it. My production has suffered because of it. And my timing in releasing the podcast version of the morning show has suffered because of it. And it's on me. So Drew said to me, if you feel overwhelmed, talk to us. Now, I'm going to see my doctor on Thursday and unload the same things on them that I unloaded on Drew this afternoon. I've leaned on negative stuff far too long. I did. I have leaned on negative stuff far too long. And that's my fault. I've been afraid to talk to people because of some of the people that surrounded me. I realize that now. And it led me into a deep, dark depression. And you know what the strange thing was? I didn't realize it. I didn't realize the road I was traveling down. It has definitely been true for the past 2 years because everything negative would affect me. today with the shouting match / makeup friendship session I had with Drew after the show, it didn't. It didn't. I put on the headset. I walked, like I said, I took my dog out for a walk while I was getting prepared for this. And it didn't affect me. I lost a very dear friend. I lost a chance at a job. And I'm in a fight with the state of Indiana because I don't qualify for disability. Medicaid, I'm working on. And out of pure, unadulterated emotion, I added 2 games this week that I should not have done, and I've taken them off the board. I'm taking them off the board because I truly want to spend more time with my family. And I can't do that if I'm overwhelmed with projects, and that's my fault. Because if I walk away from the projects, they don't get completed. If I walk away from my wife, our plans don't get done. It's crazy. I drove myself crazy. And to be perfectly honest, as I'm getting all this out and it's being so cathartic, to be perfectly honest, y'all, I don't know why I loaded myself down. I can say it's some of the people surrounding the area, and I'll say that and not go any further. I just can't do it. And I won't do it anymore. I won't disappoint y'all anymore. That's a promise. That's a promise. If it involves me taking projects off the table, then I take them off the table. Then I take them off the table. And I have to. I have to at this point in time. All right, everybody. I promised y'all a very special guest. And that special guest is here from Next Level Pro Wrestling. Please welcome the Godfather of Swole, Rafael Palma. What's up, man?
What's up, baby?
Congratulations, my man. Let's see the strap again. Let's see it again.
Ooh,
look at that. Look at that.
We beat each other over right here.
Oh, man.
Right here.
That is awesome. Man, talk to me about that event, how it went, your feelings going into it, going in with your fellow wrestlers, everybody that came to that event. Talk to me about that event where everything was held inside of a cage.
Man, it was I don't even have the words to describe all the emotion that and feelings that went and that I had that day. You know, I had my whole family there. There was a lot of people. I mean, it's been a year in the making. You know, that we put in so much time into the storyline, and I've had so many great, wonderful people to work with that to build it up to where it's at. You know, it's been the chase, and I'm almost there. Then they snatch it from me, and finally got my hands on it. And man, the emotion was real. You know, the emotion is real, and it was something I can't describe, brother. I felt like I won the Super Bowl.
I've watched some episodes of Next Level Pro Wrestling, and I'm hooked. Okay, I'm hooked. I'm hooked in. But to have that storyline where you get so close and they snatch it away, you get so close again and they snatch it away. And finally, third time being the charm when and I saw that picture of you at the top of the cage holding the strap after the bell sounded and you were sitting on top of the cage, sitting on top of the world with that strap. Describe that feeling for us.
Oh, brother. I don't think I've ever, since the birth of my oldest son, I don't think I've been that emotional, that proud, that happy. So much, like I said, has happened in my personal life that was a moment of redemption. You know, all the hard work, everything I put in. I mean, I started at 44 years old, and at 46, you know what I mean? To do that, and it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming, but man, it was just the best feeling in the world.
The Godfather of Swole joining us, Rafael Palma, a story for the ages. I mean, describe the atmosphere of the crowd there during that event. That was the season finale. Describe the crowd noise and the atmosphere there.
Man, the crowd was incredible. I can hear them all. I mean, usually I don't pay attention to the crowd when I'm working and I'm in there with, but we're just feeding off of them. You know, Devin and I were just the guy I was working with. We're just like talking to each other, and they're like, "You hear them?" We're just like, you know, just milking. Let's get every single drop of energy we can get out of these guys because they were
Yep.
so anticipating that moment, you know, and so it was great, man. Like I said, you can't practice this, you can't rehearse this emotion that we got from the crowd, and we fed off of it, and we just went with it, man, and we told a great story. I think it was just awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Rafael Palma, the Godfather of Swole, joining us. Will there ever be a time where y'all will play the Golden One Center in Sacramento?
I'll go through for that. That would be awesome, man. I've had an opportunity to compete there one other time, and there's nothing, man. Being in those professional locker rooms, being on the floor and just looking around and seeing the multitude of people, it's a different kind of energy, man. It can get really
Yeah.
intimidating, but it's awesome.
Yeah. I know I would. You like you said, you can get intimidated, but when you work that off and you get in, when you get into it, were you for your championship match and with the partner you were working with, were y'all nervous going into this match, or were y'all just was it just like caged excitement going into this? Oh, lost him. Hopefully I get a chance for him to come back on. We'll wait here a few minutes. Let me go back to what I was talking about while we wait for Rafael to come back. You know, I finally reached the point where I realized that, oh, here he is. We got him back. We had a little bit of a connection issue, and we got him back. There's the Godfather of Swole right there.
All right.
Sorry
about that.
Going into this match, that is fine, man. Going into this match, were you nervous? Were you and your partner nervous, especially with the crowd just going absolutely crazy, waiting for this?
I can't speak for him. For myself, no, I don't get nervous before I perform. I get excited. You know, until I got into wrestling, Dan, I didn't realize I'm an entertainer, and I was born to do this. You know, and so I feel at home, like that's where I belong. You know, so I didn't have nerves. You know, I did want to deliver. You know that.
Yep.
I was excited.
Yep.
I want to deliver, especially being the main event and all that build up. You know, so I was really excited. I mean, I was like, just go and just do this, you know. And so I can't speak for Devin. I haven't talked to him about that, but I was ready. And I think we delivered.
That's fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. How'd you develop the name the Godfather of Swole? How did that name come about?
So before I got into wrestling, I was doing competitive bodybuilding. In my life now that I was training, coaching younger for shows. So I'm old enough to be their dad. Okay, they were young teenagers between 19, 21 years old, and they just started calling me Godfather, and somehow Swole got in there. So I was their coach, and it started by my students calling me that, and it just stuck, and it becoming. And then when I got into wrestling, somehow I just became. That's how that came.
That I love that. When your kids call, when your students call you that and the name just stuck, it's just like my friend gave me the name Snowman a long time ago, and that stuck for many, many years. Godfather Swole Mafia joining me here on the program. What's your music that you use? What's the music that you use when you come down to the ring? Is there a certain tune that you have in your head?
So I've a couple.
Oh no.
Songs. What?
Oh no. The internet's acting up again. The internet's acting up again. And we're gonna lose him. We're gonna lose him. Dag nabbit. Okay. Well, there you are. We have you back.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's.
I'll tell you what. Since this has been chopped up, we're gonna do this again later this week, and I'll present it as a special because I really want to get to know you and do this and do this interview. So we'll do it again later this week if you're available. Yeah, we lost him. Ay, ay, ay. Did we lose it? Oh, we got him back. There you are. There you are.
Man, I don't know what's going on here. Last thing I heard was you asking me about the songs that I'm using.
Yeah, what's the music that you use? What are a couple of tunes that you have in your head?
So I have two that I'm currently using right now. One's called the Godfather Swole, which a buddy of mine that I grew up with, he was a rapper back in the day for a long time. Him and his brother had put out some, gangster rap time during that time with Tupac and all were doing a thing. And so we're from the same neighborhood in Southside Tracy, which is a place that nobody's supposed to come out of and do something with themselves. And so he offered to make me a song. And just to represent where we're from and all that, don't forget where you're from, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's called the Godfather of Swole. They call him Don Swole. Anyways, now I got my son, who's a rapper. He just opened up for X-Rated a week ago or so. He's doing his thing. He's has a little album out, and now he's walking. He wrote me a song, and now he's walking me out, escorting me to the ring while he raps the song live. So we just started doing that, and that's been like the greatest joy of my life right now is being able to work with my son because he's the biggest wrestling fan there is. I've been taking on wrestling shows since he was little. Got to take him to WrestleMania, him and his brothers, and now we're doing this little gig together, and we're having a great time.
That's great. That's fabulous. How does it feel as a dad to have your son walk you out to the ring?
It is awesome, man. And he's also training with us at the academy now. Now that he's got a little taste of it, he's getting hungrier for it. He wants to learn more. Now he's like, Dad, how can I do both? How can I be a rapper and be a pro wrestler at the same time? Like, I don't know, son, but it can be done if you really want to do it.
That's great. What's your older son's name? Let's shout him out.
His name he goes by the name of 209 Boat. That's his rap name, but his first name is Noah Palma. He's on SoundCloud, Instagram on the 209 Boats.
209 Boats and Noah Palma. Shout out to you.
Thank you, bro.
And I know that's got to send you over. That's got to send you over the moon and really get you ready for matches when you have him come out.
Yeah, he's the reason why I got into wrestling in the first place. So now it's something we get to do together, and I'm having so much fun, man. I'm having so much fun having them around.
The Godfather of Swole, Rafael Palma, joining us here on the program. Despite the internet trying to cut us off, it didn't cut us off. We're able to get this. We're able to get this in. What I am going to do is make an offer for you to come back so we can fully do this. So we can fully do this interview and do more in depth. In fact, I want to have your interview as one of the features of this show. So let's reset. We're gonna reset. We're gonna do this again, and we're really gonna present this. But thank you for coming on this afternoon. I truly appreciate you, brother. Let's do it again soon.
Thank you. Sorry about the delay. That whatever happened with the internet here.
It is all right. How did it feel? One final question. How did it feel winning in the cage?
Man, like I said, other than the day my son was born, it's been the proudest day of my life. So it was awesome, man. It was really awesome. The words cannot describe. Like I said, the emotion I showed there was real. It was just.
Oh yeah.
It's like winning the Super Bowl. It was my WrestleMania moment, and Something I'll
If you
never
have a favorite football team, who is it?
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
I'm a Bears fan, man, since I was about 1984, 85, around there.
There you go. The right time to be a Bear fan.
Yeah. It's been probably the only time to be a Bears fan was that during.
Well,
that
you ain't
time.
gonna like. Look, I'm originally from Chicago.
Oh, really?
I'm from Chicago, and yet my team's Joe Montana and the 49ers.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Why are they my team? Montana to Clark against the Cowboys. I saw that play. I watched that full game with my parents. I saw San Francisco turn the ball over 6 times. And yet when Montana hit Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, I was sold.
Man, until Tom Brady took over, that was the GOAT, Joe Montana.
He is. Okay, I love Tom Brady and the stats he put up, but who was doing it before him?
Yeah.
Mr. Montana.
He was a thorn on the Bears side for many times during the playoffs. Remember?
Because I'll never forget the 88 NFC Championship. It was in Soldier Field, colder than all get out, and the hype was that the 49ers can't compete in the cold. Well, Montana decided to fix that with an out to Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice sprinted the rest of the way. And and the funny story is, when I saw that, I went upstairs and took a nap. And my mother said,
the biggest Bengals fan after that game.
Then I better not mention the name John Taylor, who caught the game winning.
He's just like pouring salt in an old wound that I already put in the back of my mind and forgot about.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad though. Like I said, I took a nap after the first touchdown. My mother said, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to take a nap, man." And she said, "Why?" I said, "This game's over." I came back and it was 21-3. And my mother just looked at me with evil eyes and went, "How?" I'm like, "How what?" My dad's laughing. Okay? And my mother says, how did you know it would get this bad? "Mom, who's the quarterback of the 49ers? She walked off. The Godfather of Swole, Rafael Palma, joining me here this afternoon. We're going to do this again very, very soon, and it will be an ultimate interview. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. That's the strap. That's the title. That's the prize that they're competing for. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And the Godfather of Swole is the champ. I love it. I love it. Thank you, brother, so much.
Thursday nights, Thursday Throwdown, CSTV, 7 p.m. See you guys.
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, my man. We got the interview in, but we're going to do something more. We're going to do something more in depth. My time is up. I got to get ready for a baseball game. I got to get ready for my wife to come home. I got some stuff to do around the house. I'm going to do as much as I can until about, 6:30, something like that. But I want to thank y'all for being fans of the Brian Snow Show. This will become now a weekly version and a weekly podcast because I was doing too much, like I explained earlier. So everybody is now on alert. This is our season finale. You'll get some repeats for the remainder of the week and probably some repeats throughout the remainder of the summer until the podcast version comes up. I love y'all. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that picked us up on CSTV. You'll still be able to pick us up on CSTV. That's probably how I'm going to handle. You know what? Brian got an idea. I got an idea on how to handle it, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I love you guys. Thank you very, very much. And talking with Sensei Drew, love you, brother. Thank you so much. To Cole Johnson, my executive producer, love you very much. Season 2 will start September 4th. All right, we're going to put this show on hiatus for a while, queue up some old shows, and we're just going to go. All right? I love y'all. Season 2 starts September 4th. I'll see you then. Same bat time, same bat channel. So long, everybody.
Where sports is the base. Life and Thank you for tuning into The Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base, life and fun are the results.